Welcome to this City View podcast and videocast in conjunction with the Institute for Continuous Improvement in Public Services. Tonight we're going to look at some of the key issues that have arisen around everyone in getting rough sleepers off the streets, one of the most dramatic elements of the early days of COVID. We're not only going to look at it as an issue about homelessness, rough sleeping, and helping people in need, but we're going to take a step back as well and look at what lessons there are for the management of public services. What can we learn from the way that everyone stepped up to make this happen, and then can we preserve it? My name's Neil Stewart. I'm the editorial director of City View, and today I'm joined by Alex Bax, who is the Chief Executive Officer of Pathway, the charity for homelessness and health, who've made a great contribution to the understanding of the complexity of homelessness and the health impacts on people. I'm joined by John Glenton, who's the Executive Director of Care and Support for the Riverside Group, a big, very big housing association. But he's also the chair of the National Housing Federation's Homelessness Steering Group and been up to his neck in discussions. And along with them is Debbie Simpson, the Chief Executive of the Institute for Continuous Improvement in Public Services. And she's going to reflect on what she hears from our two speakers this evening. So homelessness and rough sleeping have been a permanent feature and discussion, peaking every Christmas as Crisis and other charities go into action to help people off the streets and protect them, and increasingly take the opportunity to try and help them get back on their feet, tackle their health, mental health, economic and housing problems. But it was a bit of a revolving door over the years, the idea that people on the streets are always with us. And yet at the start of the COVID pandemic in March of last year, led by the efforts of Louise Casey, soon to be elevated to the House of Lords, a remarkable exercise took place in public management. With extraordinary determination, resources were mobilized, hotels were gathered together, staff and other teams were put together, and literally within a week or 2 weeks, a very large number, in thousands of people, were swept off the streets into single isolated accommodation. And for many of them, for the first time, they began to get some of the services and some of the contact that they needed and benefited from. And it's been an extraordinary story. So our first contribution this evening is from Alex Bax.